Okay, let's start creating some A+ content. So once you're logged in to your Amazon account, you're going to come over here to marketing. You're going to scroll down to the A+ content and choose your marketplace. So wherever you're making the most sales is where I recommend you start. So for me, that is 100% Amazon.com. Manage A+ content. I do get these little yellow error bars sometimes, but it seems still to work, so I wouldn't worry too much about those. So here is your content manager. So once you've got lots of books with A+ content, this will show them in a list here. But you can just simply come over to the right and click Start Creating A+ Content. And in the content name box is the first place you're going to be prompted to add some text. So whatever you want to call this kind of A+ content block that you're going to make, give that an intuitive name to whatever it is. So I'm using an example book here, not something that actually is on my account. So we're going to be going with colouring book samples, and it's really simple to do. So the first thing we're going to do is just add a module, and that will bring up these templates for us. So there's quite a few to pick from, and obviously you just have to imagine what it would look like with your images, your data, your information. So what kind of things do you want to show about your book, your KDP work? So I always think it's a good place to start with the banner, having a banner at the top. So a simple standard company logo or banner. So we need a 600 by 180 pixel ratio logo, and that's something that we can create very easily in Canva. So let's pop over to Canva and make a 600 by 180. So we go into Canva, create a design, custom size, 600 by 180, check you're on pixels, create new design. And here's the banner size. So this is going to be the first thing that somebody sees as they're scrolling down in terms of what your A+ content looks like. So here you just want to kind of explain if you've got, this might just be one book that you're making content for, or it might be a series of books. So whatever, again, works best for you. And there's lots of great templates as well here, which we can use for inspiration and to model things on, whether we completely, change everything or just use them as a kind of way to look through and think, oh, I like the look of this, or I like the look of that. I just think they're really great for inspiration. And you can search these templates. So let's put something like kids for mine. Okay, this is more my kind of A+ content. I'm going to use this. Which one shall I go for? Choices. There's lots of nice ones here. Okay, I'm going to use this one. Now, as you can see, it is a pro, but I have got a pro account. You can obviously find ones in here that aren't for pro. For example, this one isn't a pro, this one's a freebie. You don't need a pro account, and you don't have to even use a template. You could just completely create your own banner. So the options are open. I'm going to pick this one, and then it's saying there's 5 different pages. They all look quite similar, but let's just go for this one because I'm going to change it around anyway. So now you can just move around the elements, change the text, add bits and bobs that are right for you, and I will just quickly do that now just to give you an idea of how mine will look. Once you've got your banner as you want it, you're going to download this as a PNG. So download, PNG and download, and now we can put that into our A+ content. It's going to ask us for some keywords, so you can take your time on this, choose the right keywords for you. You've got quite a lot of characters here, but again, trying to think about keywords relating to your content, your books, your author name, whatever it is that you feel is intuitive and is going to work best for you. And there we go, we've got our first module in and we've got a banner. So this might have your logo name, your pen name, it could have little images of your books, there could be endless things that you put on your logo. I don't worry too much about what my content looks like, think more about how this tutorial is just helping you to get yourself some A+ content. Okay, so now I'm going to add my next module. So you just click add module, have a scroll through, think what is going to work best for you. It really depends how much you want to show off the inside of the book, or you just want to talk about the series. There's lots of different ways you can think to do this. So I'm going to go for standard 3 images and text, and I'm going to use this module to show the inside pages of the book, of one of the books, so that the customer gets to have a sneak peek inside and they're going to have more idea of what they're going to get. So here we can see we need 300 by 300 images. So we just jump back to Canva and we're going to create 300 by 300 pixel image. So a nice square image is going to come up now, and we can use this to insert uploads that we have got from the inside of our book in this example. So to start with, I'm going to go to elements and I'm going to look at some background, if I can spell it, background images, graphics, photos, because obviously this is just a white canvas at the moment. So again, thinking about who your book is aimed at, would you want something kind of sleek and sophisticated, modern, elegant? Do you want something childish and fun? Do you want something extravagant? Or do you want something, maybe you just want a plain white or a plain background to just show a page of a book, you know, if it's more of a serious book. So again, we're just going to sort of go with what works, and I am going to go with something quite plain because I don't want it to distract from pages of the book. Now I've gone for a really light colour there, and I'm just thinking, no, that probably wouldn't work with a white page, so I think I want something darker. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go with a really dark colour actually as my background, because I'm just thinking against the page of actual Amazon and the page that I'm going to put on here, the darkness is going to make it stand out. Okay, I've taken some sample inside pages from this example book, and now I am just going to add them in. So I've uploaded these in, and this is going to basically display what kind of images they're going to get inside your book. So that's already in the middle, that's fine. Let's duplicate the page, and then we're just going to add these in. These are just examples and not a real book, but it just goes to show you what you can do. Obviously you can make this look a lot more fancy and beautiful, spend some time on this. So now in turn we'll go through and download these. Add them into Amazon and add some keywords again. Add a headline text. And now we want to add headlines and body text for each of these sample pages. Obviously in this case it's a sample page, it might be something different in your scenario. So I'll be right back when I've added those in. Okay, so 2 of your modules are now in and complete. You've spent your time designing them, organizing them, adding some keywords, and also some descriptive texts in the body text here to help sell your books. Now, if you've got other books that are related to this, other books that are already selling on Amazon, and you think that the customer looking at this might also like them, we have got a brilliant opportunity here to add the module called Standard Comparison Chart, which actually allows us to link other books on this page, which is brilliant because it's not necessary that they're going to know that you've got other books that are similar or in a series or any of that. So here we can, by using our ASIN, which is the unique identifier to the book, and title and an image, we can have these books clickable links underneath this book that we're currently working on. So it's such a brilliant opportunity, and one that I really recommend that you work on. Even if you don't have books currently that do link together, it's something worth thinking about in the future. So 150 by 300, we are now just going to grab some covers of books that we already have that are selling well. So let's do that. We go over to Canva and we make another design. 150 by 300. So in this example, we've got 3 other books in this series that all are related to birds and colouring in for small kids. So we're going to download these covers and then we're going to re-upload them into that Amazon module. Okay, back to Amazon, let's bring them in. Again, we're going to need image keywords. Add in the title of your book. And then we add in the ASIN. It's very, very important to get this correct. Obviously, each book has its own unique ASIN, and you can find these in the back office of your Amazon KDP account in your bookshelf area. So you find your ASIN and then you will load that into here. And it's a kind of code. It's 10 characters, a mixture of uppercase letters and numbers. So you find your correct ASINs. This is just a random one. If this links to some book, that's just purely coincidental. You add in your ASINs here for these book titles, and now this will show. So this is just such a brilliant way to market other books that you are doing. So you do actually have to add these comparison metrics. This did confuse me at first. You have to have a minimum of 1. So basically it can be anything you want. So in this example, I'm going to put it is for kids, and I am just going to tick that it is for kids. I might add another one and I might put colouring book. You have to have at least 1 metric in there. So that's basically how you add your A+ content, and then up here you can have a preview. So let's just have a look at what we've created. So this is what it would look like. Okay, it's not showing those little clickable links because those were not real books. So I can show you an example of someone that's done this very well on Amazon now, and I will just overlay that here. But basically this is how it's going to look, and it looks really pretty, it looks really effective, and it's a brilliant way to boost your sales and show your prospective buyers what's going on inside your book, because quite often the look inside feature is extremely limited, and of course you don't have any power to change it. You don't have any say in what actually is shown there. So it's great to use this A+ content to really boost your books. So the next stage is to click apply ASIN, which you will do here. If I click this, it will bring up an error, and the error is telling me that I need to put in a correct ASIN. So obviously once that is a correct ASIN, you will be able to click through and you will add the ASIN of the actual book that you're working on here, that you are adding your A+ content for. And after that, it will go through to the next stage, which is to be authorized by Amazon KDP, and that can take up to a week. So don't worry if it doesn't show on your book straight away. There is a warning there, a pop-up that just says that this has to be reviewed. Amazon will do that, and then they will, hopefully, as long as everything is legit and fine and within their guidelines, they will authorize that and put that onto your book. The main thing that you're not allowed to do is add reviews in your A+ content. They don't allow that in their guidelines, though of course if there are good reviews, the prospective buyer is going to see those anyway, because those are in another area of the. Wishing you all the best with your A+ content. Any more questions, anything I've not covered, please feel free to drop it down in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one.